Well, my name is Chet Longley, faculty member, designer, and technical director at the University of South Carolina, Aiken. And I enjoy getting out of town and climbing up hills on occasion. For me, solitude isn't being alone so much, and believe me when I say I've never thought about this. Solitude is about being present when you're by yourself. There's being alone, and then there's finding solitude. But there are times when I'm alone, and there's times when I've found solitude. But I don't know that there's that much distance needed from other humans. Society does not understand people who seek solitary lives. They consider it an aberration. But, I can tell you that even since when I was a kid, I cherished solitary times. I didn't always have to be with the other kids in my neighborhood. My favorite time of day was that time of day when all the kids were supposed to go home. I come from a time and a place where kids were just put out in the summertime. I could be alone, solitary, to exist, sort of meandering on the way home, and like those are some of my best childhood memories. And so for me, my adult life, I seek that feeling. I loved the bliss of those aimless times where I had the world to myself. Living in solitude, first of all, I'm not sure that I do that. Basically, I'm thinking of sort of that, okay, well, that person isn't married, and that person doesn't do a lot of relationships, and that person isn't coupled up and joining the great circle of life, be it family or just out in the world. When you meet people, the first thing they ask you is either, what do you do, or are you married? And, and it certainly seems to me that most people like being married and being coupled up and all that stuff, and so, yeah, you're judged all the time, like you're treated like a cripple. I once called up this company up in Tennessee because they were doing these sort of training sessions, teaching you how to be a better backpacker. And they have trips for people, but they would not make a place for me because I'm a single person. You either had to be with somebody, male or female, they didn't care, or you had to be part of the all-women's group. But there was no place for a single man to join their group. But really just wanting to be by yourself, even they didn't understand that. And you're not really there. For me, it's just that being around others can be, as with everybody, can be real work, but it takes a toll. At the end of the day, in this social business in large groups of people that have meetings all the time and have to collaborate on everything, I go home and I don't want to be, I need to disconnect from that because it costs me a lot of energy. I don't think being alone causes you to find anything more special than you find in a church revival or I just think solitude is a way for some people to exist more functionally in society. I require solitude so that I can function well amongst others. Give it a try. You might find out that there's some parts of you that you haven't paid much attention to.